Buddies Can't Fly is short, sweet, and to the point. It's a repeat of the up and down motion from the gift minigame, but this one switches up by having you need to build the meter as high as you can before reaching a stop point, where Clark the Super Bunny will be launched out of the cart and be sent a certain distance based on how high the meter is. There's also a hidden mechanic, where the longer you have the meter at the top before launching, the farther Clark will go. I found this out while going for score mode high scores of this minigame, and me stating I would actually go for the high score here, even beyond the requirement for 1,000 points in score mode, speaks to how enjoyable I find this minigame. If you haven't caught on yet, I tend to gravitate towards minigames here that are short and basically have one control. They're the most basic score tag experiences you could have in any video game. And my super monkey brain likes that and will actually try to improve with these simple minigames. This is just one of the ways Rayman Raving Rabbids pokes up my sensibilities in particular so well. Bunnies Don't Use Toothpaste is an infamous minigame for its visuals and sound design. Remember those rancid Elsagate videos from back in the day? It's basically that. The rabbit has 4 cracked teeth with worms crawling out of them, and you have to physically pluck the worms out. Like actually drag your mouse or Wiimote and control stick to yank them out of there. It's not a button press. If you're easily grossed out, this minigame is not for you at all. I'm not grossed out by this. And actually, if you get a feel for it, this minigame becomes pretty fun. Especially as the worms get faster, you just kind of fall into a circling rhythm and hope you get a high score. The spawning patterns are all random at the end of the day. The worms are just going so fastlessly in the minigame that it's faster to not pick them off deliberately like you were doing at the start of the minigame. That was a load of word slop. Basically, I enjoy this game because it gets intense to the point I can relax. And sometimes I do get lucky and survive for over 90 seconds, look at that! Not to stroke my own ego, but I'm pretty good at this minigame. I will take that factoid to the grave. One of the few things I can brag about in my sad life. Bunnies are sort of react as just shitty Super Monkey Ball. You get this maze from a top-down perspective and just have to navigate the ball at the end without falling into the bad holes. It's super awkward to do this on Wiimote or mouse, just like the Wii Super Monkey Ball games. As a Monkey Ball fan, this minigame disappoints me. It's substanceless, valueless, and its only real purpose being one of the few standard minigames to be a time attack instead of a normal score attack. There's a time to beat, just like, again, Super Monkey Ball. This comes off as mean, but this minigame just always felt cheap to me. It's clearly using the very basic excuse physics engine of Rayman 4. It just feels so sluggish and unreliable. Not like the snappy, quick, and satisfying physics of classic Monkey Ball. Classic Monkey Ball was also third person for a reason. Going into a full-blown rant at this point. Let's just forget this minigame and move on. What do you mean there's 2 more variants? Bunnies Don't Milk Cows is another repeat of the up and down thing, but this time the sensitivity is off. I'm playing all these minigames on PC for the review, and on there, I use a trackpad for these types of minigames, because I can usually just wiggle my finger back and forth in one spot, and it will register as an input. That's partially why I enjoy the gifted and flying minigames actually, because I can get great results with little effort on my part. But this minigame fucks up and forces you to put in the effort to make the milk meter go up. Even then, I'm going as speedy as I can and the milk meter still crawls at a snail's pace. Like, what am I doing wrong? The meter fills up relatively quickly until about the halfway mark, then it peters out despite me moving my finger at what feels like the same speed. Like, am I going crazy? This minigame makes me feel like I'm going crazy. Thankfully the requirement in story mode is super generous, but it still feels shitty to play. Generational fuck up on what was so far a reliably fun, if basic minigame type. There's no weird hidden tech like in Bunnies Can't Fly. You just fill 3 jugs and it ends. It's short and fun. It is almost impressive. This is the type of quality you see in other shovelware party games from around this time. It's sad to see Rayman Raving Rabbids stoop this low. Hopefully this was just a fluke. Bunnies Don't Like Bats is just a tiny chunk of the prototype made into a minigame. In the RR prototype, there was going to be rideable creatures that Rayman would tame and then ride. Not like that. Like this. Flying around on this bat, which is actually a retexture model from the King Kong game that was made in the same engine. Actually, pretty much all the creatures you see in the prototype are reused assets from King Kong. This bat hippogriff thing is the only one you can ride in the final game. Obviously looking much more like a creature from Rayman's world, not a fucking sleep paralysis nightmare. Holy shit. The way you control this creature is weird on PC. I just don't feel it's be natural to freely control a flying creature like this with a mouth. Obviously this is just an adaptation of the Wiimote tilting. I can't lie. This makes me fear that if the prototype was finished, its PC port would have used mouse controls for all the creatures to replicate what they were seemingly going to go with in the Wii version. Anyway, you may have noticed I'm not talking much about this minigame's actual objective. It's just a basic objective of bringing 3 pigs to a pen within a time limit. The way you move the creature is more interesting for me to talk about, because this is as close to the RRR Rayman 4 we got for years, until the proto actually leaked in December 2022. Bunnies are amazing. This one reminds me a lot of this toy I had when I was a kid, where you had to get the hoop through the course, and if you touch the course, it will make a buzzing beeping noise at you The exact same concept here, except now I get rabbits laughing at me, which more so sounds like a bunch of small children giggling. I think I prefer the buzzing noise. This console is still super fun. It balances precision with speed, because of course you do have a time to beat here. But on PC especially, you can go so insanely fast that the time limit doesn't really matter. This is another one where it's more advantageous to use a trackpad and just swipe in the direction you want to go, speedily incrementally get yourself to the end. In under 5 seconds. Yep, that's my real PB. I have no fucking idea how I could have that close, and once again I am taking this to the grave with me.